these are the longest seconds. Just start. Just start it. I'm tired of waiting. Just start it. I
Well,
love you so much.
That was the first thing ever said on Gothic Earth. Was Magnum going, just these are the longest seconds, just start them. Just start them. That makes my heart very happy. Hello, everybody. Welcome. It is Friday night. It is time for another Friday Fun Shot here on Indigo Chameleon. We have a few announcements before we get started and get super spooky with tonight's Gothic Earth one shot. We have a Discord. You should come hang out there. We also have a merch store. You can buy cool stuff from that merch store, but the Discord gives you a little peek behind the scenes, and the merch store allows you to have cool stuff like the cup that Indigo Chameleon is drinking out of tonight, and you can rep the brand, as it were. Upcoming schedule for this week, we've got a lot of stuff coming up. We're doing a big push this month to bring in new folks, and I've got so many ideas in my head that I'm just trying to get them all out. And so tomorrow night we don't have anything going on, but I would encourage you to go check out Icky V and the Circle of Ash crew, as she has a game going on then. And then on Sunday we have a special one shot, another one shot that we're doing. That's our game show that Cheshire is running, where a group of individuals fight against one another and every monster weird trap that I can come up with, and some other fun game show surprises along the way. So it'll be a Sunday one shot with Cheshire. It makes me very happy. On Tuesday we go to Wanderlust and Exploration of Wildmount. As you can see, that's one of our long-standing campaigns where the group is currently figuring out a way to rescue a goblin whose name is Ampersand. So join us for fun shenanigans in Wanderlust and Exploration of Wildmount. On Thursday, we continue our Lost Isle crew during the Neverland apocalypse. I don't know how they got there, but they're there, and it's a big group of them. So you got to check that out on Thursday. And on Friday, we get a little piratey with you. I'm going to do a part 2 to a one-shot that I did a while back called the Archimedes 5, where a group of pirates are going to be making their way to look for buried treasure, and join us for fun pirate shenanigans for there. What had happened was, you be quiet, Alcaboose Bender. No, Friday, Archimedes 5. And I think that's it for upcoming announcements. Does anybody have anything they want to plug? Any podcasts that they're doing that you maybe want to talk a little bit about?
Real fast. A Terrace coming back real soon. Find it out on Spotify. I'm on Saturday nights, tomorrow night. Dice Bar, not Dice Bar, Dice Tyrants. Dice Tyrants, too many dice names. Dice Tyrants. I play, we're going, long story short, really great game. Show up. I'm actually going to be playing, I can't give anything away. Stay tuned. There's a lot of stuff. Anyways, come check it out. That's like 7 p.m. Central, I believe. It's on the Dice Tyrants. Look up Dice Tyrants. They're great people. And it was announced last week from Dice Tyrants that the Savage Worlds Ascended game is officially announced for Dice Tyrants. It's going to be a Sunday night game. It's going to start November. We're shooting about November 20th. It's a world I created. Little superhero cyberpunky thing going on. James, who's the leader of Dice Tyrants, is going to be our GM, and we got a tremendous cast. And I believe that's everything. I think I'm good.
Love it.
Your excitement is contagious. I want to see and be a part of everything you just talked about. Like, it was great.
Go to my Twitter and I'll talk about it.
I was in it.
Yeah, you were in it. Yeah, 1 and 20 D&D. Thank you so much for the shout. Yeah.
Hey, Greg, what's up, man?
Yeah.
That's one of my cast members on the Saturday night game right there, Greg. He's a wonderful guy. Sorry.
We will be sure to tune in tomorrow night. Share the Indigo Chameleon love. Anybody else have anything they want to plug? Any projects you're working on?
Yeah, so I have a podcast that's called What the Forks? A Twilight Book Club. Yes, you heard that right. We are rereading the entire Twilight saga, including Midnight Sun. So check that out on all your streaming podcasts. I also have a YouTube channel called Smells Like Teen Angst, where we talk about and review teen angsty stuff. We're going to be doing some reaction videos, and we have some fun lists for Halloween that of movies you should check out. There it is.
Smells Like Teen Angst is actually where I
Yes.
got the inside scoop on my two kids' favorite Netflix show, Julie and the Phantoms. And I learned about it for the
Good.
first time, and they are obsessed. I probably listened to the soundtrack
It's on repeat in my car.
30 or 40 times by now.
Same.
So,
Same.
yeah.
It's so good. It like shouldn't be good, and it's fantastic.
All right. I think that's it for the amazing projects that our group is working on.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gothic Earth. The story you are about to hear is absolutely 100% true. While it may not be true for the area that you live in, it is true nonetheless. The topics that we wish to uncover for you all tonight are of a serious nature. They are dark themes, with individuals haunted by their past, their present, and their future. We go to these dark places, dear audience, so you don't have to. We go to these places so that you will see that the light shines brighter where it is most dark. That is the purpose of Gothic Earth. Gothic Earth is a setting unlike many others. This is an alternate reality Earth taking place in the late 1800s. There are some very important differences. Monsters such as werewolves, zombies, and vampires all exist in this world and are a menace to humanity. But most individuals dismiss them as legends. Only a select few individuals know them to be absolutely real. Now, more importantly than the monsters that go bump in the night is the presence of an entity known as the Red Death. The Red Death, many are unsure as to what the Red Death is, whether it is a singular entity, whether it is a group of individuals, a cultist, what have you. All that is known is that the Red Death has one sole purpose in mind, which is to subjugate the entire world and enslave humanity. A few great heroes have risen among the ranks of this dark and dreary Gothic Earth to stand against the flood of darkness which seeks to consume it. Individuals such as Sherlock Holmes and Van Helsing have bandied together and in the search of individuals that, like them, know of the existence of magic. Now, unfortunately, here on Gothic Earth, the world can be a terrible, dark place. So, for those of you that have watched D&D games and have played in your own D&D games, we're going to be doing something a little bit different here. We're going to be doing something called sanity saving throws. Any time these individuals encounter something that rocks their beliefs to their core, see something particularly gruesome, or a monster gets a hold of them, they will have to do a sanity saving throw to maintain their composure. Now, magic in this world is real. However, only individuals that are aware of the existence of magic can see it. The fog that sort of pervades everything here on Gothic Earth will do things to obscure the true nature of magic for those that aren't in the know. Such as disguising a firebolt fired from someone's hand to make it look as if the individual drew a pistol and fired it off. So, we now start this adventure, our first tentative steps into this Gothic Earth, with Baker Street. All of you, heroes, find yourselves at 221B Baker Street, and you are shown into the drawing room by the landlady, one Mrs. Hudson. Mrs. Hudson looks like a very gentle sort. She will lead you into a drawing room, and this drawing room is very warm. The chairs are leather bound. You would see many different bookcases around the area. There is a fire that seems to be lit in the fireplace and is providing a soft glow to the room about you. there are many different sort of trophies and knickknacks spread throughout the room. You are all very much aware, having received individual letters addressed to each of you from one Mr. Sherlock Holmes. In those letters were means of transport to get you here today, with very little information about why you were being summoned, but his notoriety, his fame, his celebrity was enough to pull you all from different corners of the earth, with the promises of a job for him, possibly leading to other jobs in the future. So, as you make your way to the drawing room, you see each other, and I want to take a moment to have you all describe who you're going to be playing for this one shot. All right? So, Zoran, let's start with you, if you don't mind. What do we see when we see Zoran?
So Zoran is stands around 5'10", 5'11", rounded glasses, black, longer blackish hair, probably coming down to his shoulders. Paler sorts. Has a duster on, and he has a belt on that has what looks like bandages and several little syringes on it. And he has, most importantly, probably the most noticeable is he has a gauntlet that runs up his arm that has just different little syringes and stuff along those lines attached to it.
All right. Who else would like to go next? Who else do we see in this space?
Oh, and he's like 27, 28, given feature-wise.
27, 28. Actually, I'll start. Indigo Chameleon, tell us about the character you're playing this evening. What do they look like?
Mary would look human. She's a little pale, a little unfocused, small, probably 5'3", thin, very, very short hair, not in time period at all. It looks like her hair was probably cut incredibly short or shaved at some point, and it's probably starting to grow back in little short curls around her face. Kind of a sandy colored. But yeah, and she's a shadow sorcerer. And yeah,
Perfect.
I believe that's it, right? Yeah.
Yes. Sarah, tell us about Cora.
Cora is average height, brown hair, green eyes. She looks human, but isn't. But she passes. She's pale. She fits into any room that she walks into without necessarily standing out.
All right. Patrick, what about you?
Standing not too far away from Mary is Patrick, about 5'8", probably. Pretty light skin. He's got that, like, is it blonde, is it red kind of colored hair? Pretty short. He's pretty simple looking. He's got a priest cassock on. Yeah, he's a Hexblade Warlock.
Last but certainly not least, Dice Barbarian, tell us about Lance.
Lance Granger, that is. Man about 6 feet tall. He striking as he walks the door because the sun glistens his body just correctly as it frames through the doorway. He is a Texas gambler, as it were, in an all-black suit, Western style, with a red vest and a red ascot that ties on top, and a black duster that's not super form-fitting, but just enough that you can see that he is as his frame is as striking as his eyes that are a little bit stunned by the sun. He's been out in the western hills, as it were, of America, and he's a little dried out skin, deep brown hair, beautiful green eyes, and that's all you can see as of right now as he walks in. He just kind of nods. He doesn't wear a cowboy hat, which is kind of weird. It's just not his style, and he just kind of nods and thanks Miss Hudson, right? Is that what it is? Whatever her name is, the house lady. And he's like, "Hey, thanks for letting me in." He just kind of stands there awkwardly.
Uh, Mrs. Hudson doesn't know how to take any of this. The fact that you're paying all this attention to her, you all make up a very eclectic bunch of individuals. It's a group of individuals that may not normally draw focus. Incredibly humble, says Alcapoose Feather. It's not a group of individuals that would necessarily draw focus walking apart on the streets of London, but definitely together. You would cut a wide path. As you are led into the drawing room and given a second to sort of appraise one another and appraise the room that you are in, your host does not join you. However, Mrs. Hudson does walk back into the room at a certain point. She gives a little bow, a little nod of her head to each and every one of you. And as she comes forward, she will go over towards a glass table and lift what looks to be almost like the lid of a serving dish off of a tray that's on a glass table at the center of the room. And on the serving dish are two bowls, one containing red candy that is wrapped in a very thin paper that is obviously red, and another bowl containing blue candy. She will give a small nod and walk out of the room.
I head straight to the candy.
Okay. Yes, Mary, you head straight over to the candy. There's looks to be a big bowl of what looks to be red candy and a big bowl of what appears to be candy that's blue.
I take a moment to look just a little hesitantly at Patrick, but then grab for the blue.
Okay.
Unless he stops me, I'm probably going to eat it.
Okay. Yep. You look over at Patrick, and there's just the quickest of glances, and then you unwrap it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't had tea and cakes in a while.
Good point, dear.
Seems like that was the best of ideas.
I mean, I don't. Oh god, that's not the voice. Never mind. Come back.
Get it, bring it in, get it.
We've all been there.
We've all been in there. I mean, I don't think our host was trying to at least poison us. He hired us, right?
Lance pulls out a Werther's Original out of his pocket and puts that in his mouth.
Smart man.
All right.
Would you like one? Anybody like a butterscotch? I've got plenty.
Yes, I'll take one.
Oh, here you go.
Zorn,
And you die of poison. No, just kidding.
The blue one is already slipped several into my pockets.
you take a
Red
handful
and
of blue. Use it.
Red and blue are in my pockets, but there's a blue one in my mouth.
You take a handful of the blue and red and shove them into your pockets. Zorn, the butterscotch that Lance hands you is unnaturally warm.
That sounds eek.
It's a long trip across the pond. You're welcome.
I've had worse.
From where you all are standing, gathered around the dish, you would see this beautiful ornate rug that seems to be one of the centerpieces of the room. A beautiful tapestry on it. At the very center of the room with his glass table on top of it. After a few seconds, the bookcase on the far left of the room, away from the fireplace, would swing open, and you would see the most famous man in all of London. He is human. For the time being, he is wearing what looks to be a simple pair of black slacks, dress shoes, and a white shirt with the sleeves rolled up to about the elbow. He is skinny, but if you were to see him on the street, his features would not appear to stand out in any particular way. As he walks into the room, he has a book in his hand and immediately strolls through the center of this little collection of the five of you, not paying much mind to you, with his head in a book. He will make his way through this group and over towards a desk at the other end of the room. Sitting at the desk, he will then close the book and look out. Reaching under the desk in one fluid movement, he takes a very large pipe, which seems to be resting underneath the desk at a spot that you are unsure of where he procured it from, put the pipe in his mouth, and say, "Welcome. Thank you all so much for coming to my lovely home, and it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance face to face. Patrick, how was your journey?"
It was well enough. Thank you.
Yes. And Mary, the candies suit you? Yes, good. Did you start with the blue or the red, Mary?
Blue.
Oh, thank God. Lance, how was your journey?
Oh, it was great, Mr. Holmes, and I went over and stick my hand out. Man, it's really great to meet you, Mr. Holmes. I'm really happy that you picked me for this. Whatever this is we got going on, I'm not going to let you down. You know, Lance Granger shows up, stuff gets taken care of, and I appreciate that, Mr. Holmes, and I'm happy to meet you.
Mr. Holmes stands up and, almost in a copy of your affectation, reaches a hand forward and grabs your hand, and it almost looks like he gives it a firm shake, and it feels like you're back home for a second. As he just takes on the affectation of somebody from back home, gives it a quick shake, and then sits back down, putting the pipe in his mouth. I'm glad to hear it.
All right.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah. Zoran, how are you?
I'm good. How about you, sir?
Good, very good, and I'm appreciative that you could take a break from your studies in order to assist me in this endeavor.
Well, Dad did say field work is best work.
Yes. Cora, it's good to see you again.
Good to see you as well, Mr. Holmes.
He will nod and then look over at the group. I'm going to cut to the chase, because the needs must and the devil drives. I'm glad you all have come today, because I'm a little pressed on a case that is plaguing me. I have something that I am dealing with, and while I am dealing with that, I was hoping that all of you, with your very unique skill sets, while it may not look like you complement each other, you do, in fact, complement each other. I've done some very careful studyings of individuals with unique talents such as yourselves, and he takes what looks to be several dozen folders that he now spreads on the table, and you would see your names at various points in the folders, and he will scoop all of the folders back up together and say, "I'm going to assume that all of you are aware of the Whitechapel murders. Yes? Those perpetrated by the person the public is calling Jack the Ripper. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and he will nod over at Lance. For those of you that aren't too aware of these particular murders, I would hope that you would fill in the other members of the group. I'm sad to say that there was another victim last week. This is not uncommon knowledge. What is uncommon knowledge is I believe the killer to be supernatural in origin. I would like to ask all of you to investigate this matter further. But as I mentioned before, I am on an urgent case involving some dogs, and I need you to investigate this matter on my behalf. You might be able to get a little leeway should you run into any roadblocks, saying that you're working with me. However, you may also be blocked even more, depending on who you speak to. So, it is a gamble. What do
You say gamble?
Yes, Lance, a gamble.
All right. Now you're speaking my language.
Smite,
Do any of you have any information on Jack the Ripper? What do you know?
He has very clean kills,
He does.
almost surgical-like.
And with that, Mr. Sherlock Holmes will go over towards the fireplace, and he will pick up one of the random knickknacks. The fireplace itself will revolve all the way around. almost like in a comedic fashion, if this were a movie directed by Mel Brooks. When the fireplace goes all the way around, he puts the candle back, freezing the back of the fireplace in place. You would see essentially the equivalent of a murder board. Bits of information, hand drawings, and things of that sort on the back of this wall. He goes, yes, surgical in nature. Jack the Ripper, as the papers have started calling him, began murdering women over a year ago. The murders seem to have died down apace, but the latest victim is one Alice Mackenzie. Now, I want you to focus on Alice, all right? As the other killings occurred quite some time ago. Understood?
Understood.
Alice was a 40-year-old woman of the night living in the Whitechapel district. Yes.
So we're talking couple years difference or a couple months difference when it comes to the
a year. So the difference between the last set of murders is honestly 3 months and 14 days. So that's why he feels like those other paths have grown cold, and he would point that out to you.
Okay.
All right.
Because my first thought was maybe copycat.
I had the same thought as well.
Zoran and
Yes.
Zoran and Cora, give me intelligence checks. While they're doing that, go ahead, Mary.
Where is she?
Where is who?
Alice.
Alice. Yes. Well, we know that she was killed in Castle Alley, and that is one of the particular leads that you could follow.
Right. Where is she? Her body.
He would go over towards the desk and start rifling through some papers, and he would hold out a paper to you, Mary. She is in Plaistow Cemetery. Plaistow.
I know that one.
You do. You should know that one. She's in Plaistow. Her body was there. Now, I must warn you, they don't respond well to exhuming individuals, so I would like to know no further if that is the plan.
17 on the intelligence check.
Okay. I was just gonna dig her up.
No.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you.
Man, let's not do that.
I think it might be better just to leave it alone.
Yeah.
You don't want to dig her up?
It's a whole respect thing.
It'd be so much easier to talk to her.
I got a 10 on the intelligence check.
Cora, you think that the copycat might be the way to go here, but you're a little distracted by Mary's train of thought of like it'd be so much easier to talk to her if we could just dig up the body. Zoran,
Can you speak to the dead?
Sometimes I don't really speak to him. I can see what happened before they died. And I can see him. Sometimes they say things, but, can't hear it.
Zoran, the only reason you don't think it's a copycat killer is Jack has not been caught.
Gotcha.
And if you're looking at all these details, he hasn't been caught, and it almost looks like if Sherlock Holmes hasn't been able to catch him, there might be a game going on between the two of them.
Okay.
Sherlock.
Yes.
Why do you think it's supernatural?
Ah, yes. Well, I have my own reasons to believe, and I would... I'll say this. The reason I believe that these individuals might be of a supernatural leaning is the fact that no one has been able to catch him, including myself.
So because he confessed you, he must be supernatural.
He nods and he goes, "Prove me wrong."
Mr. Holmes. Hey, my name's Lance. Anyways, so this is a woman of the night, as you say. We call them something different back in the States, but
Yes.
okay. So Uh, did she have like a pimp, or was she working out of a some sort of organization, like a
Alice,
house, or was she like an
Alice,
independent contractor?
Alice had her own alleyway. Her body was
All right.
found in the particular alleyway that she worked. Her throat was cut, and her body was mutilated in various ways. But it was in the same alleyway where she worked, in Castle Alley. He will take a map and
And
he
you
will.
said she was in her in her 40s.
Yes, yes, and he will mark on the
So she'd been
map.
working for a while. This she's not like new to the. This was not a new profession. She'd been doing this for a
No,
while. I take it.
I
no,
mean, at 40 years old, she's probably a pro.
no, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't believe she was new to the profession.
We gotta work
Okay.
on your guys' bedside manner.
Uh,
Well,
there
I
are.
mean, someone is
Yeah.
dead. I feel bedside manner might take a side.
yeah.
Aye.
She might be, but that doesn't mean you need to speak ill of the dead. He's gonna like start rolling up the sleeves of his cassock, just absent-mindedly, just like I've spoken, I've said something I maybe shouldn't have, and just start rolling.
Is speaking ill of the dead actually speaking about their profession and that she has died?
But when we're dealing with supernatural, it's best not to take bets.
Well, we don't know if
So,
it's
like-
supernatural. Holmes is just a little iffy.
Yeah. Wow, you guys are kind of intense. Anyways, Mr. Holmes. So like, has there been anybody else who's been killed on Castle Alley? Is that what you call it? Castle Alley?
He's
Not Castle Street.
He's looks a little flustered after Cora's statement, and quickly regathers himself and says, "No, no, she was the only one that was killed there. Here are the two places that I would perhaps start my investigation, but I'm interested to see if you perhaps find a third. This is her home address. She lived at 52 Gun Street." And he will slip a piece of paper over to you. He goes, "You could start there, or you could start where she was killed, in Castle Alley, in hopes of finding information that maybe the investigators, or even possibly myself, may have missed. But I highly doubt it."
All right,
so
not to
we're
ask too
going
many
to go to the
questions.
body,
Like, go follow Myra.
go ahead. Sorry.
Myra? I'm sorry.
Mary.
And her plan of digging up the body and talking to it, but surrounded by an area of people who don't like strangers.
She didn't know what else digging her up.
If you do
You
such
might
a...
also see if you can see where she was murdered. She may still be there.
Yes.
I think that's where we start.
Okay.
My only advice would be, if you do decide to dig up, to search for, of course, medical reasons, why you would dig up the body, you perhaps wait till nightfall? All right, there you are. All right, now, do any of you have any questions before I continue on with my work and send you off into the wild blue yonder? Yes, Lance.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Holmes. These other murders how many murders have gone on in the last month? Is this just the first one? Like, how long ago were the last two murders?
He will grab a piece of paper and peruse it to make sure that he gets the body count correctly. And he goes, at the current, there are 5. Mary was 6.
Okay. Out of character. You don't need to tell me all those addresses, but can you send me something that would be those addresses?
Sure.
If you even have them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I
Alice,
want
you
to buy a
didn't mean
map.
Mary. Alice.
Anybody got a map around here? I need a map. Mr. Holmes, you got a map? I don't know London. I'm from America.
How about...
You guys don't have maps in America.
Oh yeah, they do. It's called mountains and hills and rivers. You just kind of memorize it. You know where you're at. Here it's like cities. It's like
It's very
building, road, building. It's kind of crazy.
You get used to it very quickly.
Yeah, you got to read the signs and it'll tell you where to go.
It's a grid system.
Okay.
Do you know what a grid? Never mind.
Yeah, you betcha.
Mr. Holmes leaves the room to fetch you a map and do some drawing on it. So you are left a few minutes alone in his drawing room with the fireplace the way it is. So you are left there to your own devices for just a small period of time, while
And I'm eating a red candy.
you're eating a red candy.
Yes.
The red candy tastes faintly of strawberries. The blue one tastes faintly of blueberries. You would, as you unwrap the red candy, find a little tiny piece of paper inside of it.
Oh, I read the paper.
Okay. Mary will eat this one second.
Magic.
I show him the paper.
Are the folders still on the desk?
They are.
I'm going to walk over and look at them.
They are names of various individuals that you can assume were the individuals that he was contemplating having for this particular mission. As you look at the different names, you would find ones with each of your names attached to them. And you would also find a litany of names belonging to individuals of people not in this room.
I'd like to, while we have a chance, take a look see at the web, the mystery web
The mystery
on the back of the
give,
on the back of the fireplace.
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
15 plus 7, 23.
15
22?
22. You find a couple of things studying the murder web that's on the board. You find that at one point, what would you say? There are letters and numbers attached to different spots around London. And it looks to be seemingly at random. You would find C7. You would find B9. In modern day parlance, it would almost look like he's playing some advanced version of Battleship, where individuals are, or whatever beings he was looking at, are granted these strange designations. He comes back into the space, and as he comes back into the space, he goes, I'm preparing a map for you now to get the information to you as quickly as I can. For the time being, take this. And he will map out, basically on a sheet of paper, how... a rudimentary map of the streets where the bodies were found. A lot of these individuals seem to be holed up around Castle Alley, with a few of them frequenting a pub called the 10 Bells Pub. But this is the information that you were able to glean from the map itself.
Hi.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Both. Thank you, both Sherlock Holmes and Scrap for doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. I wish I could do some more.
Scribe, there was something I wanted to do before Holmes came back in.
Please.
Is that possible?
Well, what would you like to do?
I wanted to stealthily take the folders of myself and the individuals in my party.
Okay. Give me a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
I'm going to say taking 6 folders and hiding them is much different from taking 1 folder and putting it in.
Oh, then I'll just take my own.
Okay. Give me a sleight of hand check.
Is that with the D20?
That is a
My first time
D20.
doing
You're going
that.
to add your sleight of hand proficiency bonus, or your bonus for your sleight of hand to this D20.
I want to look what she's doing and just kind of nod to her and then give her guidance.
You're going to give her guidance?
Yeah.
Give me a D4 as well when you roll this, Cora.
And a D4.
Yes, you're going to add that as if Zoran is providing you a bit of supernatural oomph behind your sleight of hand. He's assisting you.
And that's that just triangle one, yes?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I got 25 without the D4 and 26 with it.
Okay. You very quickly spot your folder amidst the pile of folders on the table. And as you see Sherlock walking back into the space, you take the folder and pocket it on your person. You might have a small bag, or if you're wearing a coat, you would very quickly take the folder and shove it into your coat.
Great.
All right. All right. Well, I think that's all I have. Rogues. I freaking hate them. I think that's all I have.
There's two of us.
I know. I'm terrified.
Oh, we didn't say our class. Did you want us to tell everybody what our class is? I forgot to
Oh
do
yeah.
You can tell us your subclass. Lance and Cora
Okay.
are both rogues. Lance, what is your subclass?
that. I'm an assassin.
Okay, and if that weren't scary enough, Cora, what is your subclass?
A mastermind.
Great. So a mastermind rogue and an assassin rogue in the
And
same
we're
party.
both from America.
Yep.
We are just setting the
A
example.
very different attitude.
One from the north, one from the south. Yeah.
All right. He nods at all of you, and then, without another word, will sit down at the desk and start to open that book again, studying that book. So, heroes. What would
What's
you
the
like to
title of
do?
that book?
The book that he's reading?
Did he have a?
Yeah.
Or you said it was a notebook, wasn't it?
No. There's a title.
Oh,
Ooh. Okay. Yeah, this is fun. He's reading Dante's Inferno.
Oh,
That's cute.
okay. Side note: Dante's Inferno.
oh no.
Oh my eyes. It's
He's
hard
very
as
obsessed with the
possible.
circles of hell.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that one, Father.
It's a good
So
one.
he's investigating dogs and reading his
Inferno.
Dante's Inferno. I wonder what that would equal to.
It's fine, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did anybody else have any questions? Sorry,
No, I
kinda-
think we should head out to the scene of the crime.
Indeed.
All right. All
Yeah,
of you
I'm okay with that.
head out into the streets of Whitechapel. If you head over into the Indigo Chameleon habitat right now, you will see a map of Whitechapel with some of the points of interest marked on the map. Some of them won't mean anything to you currently.
Currently.
Yeah.
Aye, okay.
All right. So you can head over to the Discord and see a little minute map there. Okay.
Cool.
All right. So we're headed first to the scene of the crime. Yes.
Yes.
To Castle Alley.
Okay. You head over towards the alley. Most individuals don't give you much of a look as you head over towards Castle Alley. It is cramped and dirty thoroughfare during your walk. Dilapidated buildings, old workshops and storehouses. You would see a few tradesmen's carts, wagons, barrows. All of these things sort of jam-pack the alley day and night. This collection of refuse and old barrels and shop parts make this a perfect place for the homeless to sort of find a little bit of shelter. So spread all throughout this alleyway, amidst the refuse, are a fair collection of homeless individuals that are engaged in conversation. Some of them are sleeping, and this is what you come across as you come across the front of the alley.
No, for those of us who are outside of, or who have been outside of London, those suddenly fights, this can go really bad really fast.
Agreed.
Oh, okay.
But that being said, if we do get in a fight, make it fast.
Okay.
Let's go
Mary,
find
do
where
you
she was.
see or feel anything?
What are you looking for?
Our idea of not digging up the body first to maybe
In the alley?
see or feel her, like her presence may still be in the area.
Okay, Mary.
I'm looking around for a shadow. Because since I don't get to actually talk to the like dig her up, then I want to look for
Okay.
to see
Can
if
I-
she's there.
Can I investigate to see maybe an area that the homeless are avoiding?
Give me an investigation check to look for an area that the homeless are avoiding. Mary, I need a perception check from you as you're just kind of scoping out the area.
First roll on my new dice.
First roll of your new dice.
Ooh.
14 plus, you said perception?
Mhm.
So that's an 18.
Akabu's Bender, thank you so much for the bits. Who are you giving that DM inspiration to on this lovely, lovely Friday fun shot? I have a guess. From Wanderlust to Gothic Earth. That's very sweet.
Aye.
Zoran, what did you get for your investigation?
That's a nat 20, so 27.
Okay. I gotta give you this. This is gonna be a lot harder. Between Mary's perception check and looking for the shades, Mary, here's the unfortunate part about this particular alleyway in London in the late 1800s. Finding a shade is not hard to do.
Yay! Lots of friends.
Finding a shade in an alleyway where the homeless all sort of congregate is even less hard to do. Okay? You find lots of friends. However, the friends and the homeless are avoiding one particular spot. Okay? So looking for the absence of individuals actually helps you find a spot that is between two wheelbarrows near the end of the alleyway. Okay?
Okay. I'm heading straight over to there, to wherever that spot is.
I follow her.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm never far away from her, so.
Okay. The ground is kind of dingy, grimy, but you would think if you squint hard enough, you can see the faint spots of blood all on the ground where it just wasn't cleaned up.
But I don't see anything that would match the description that he gave.
No, which is disturbing to you because if this is where she died, you don't know where she is. Yeah, there's a lot of garbage around the area. There's a lot of dirt. Are we looking around? Are we getting nitty gritty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look to see if there's any footprints from the blood or from how long ago was the murder again? How many days ago?
We'll say it was very
I don't know if we
recent.
asked that or not.
We'll say 4 days ago.
4 days.
Okay.
Which means the blood should be sitting
Rain.
somewhere in that brownish phase by now.
Yes. Lance, I
Yeah.
need an
Yeah.
investigation check, please.
Sure.
I'd like to assist.
I'm using D&D Beyond, by the way. Is that
Same. Can I
okay?
help as well?
Yeah, only one of you can help. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give Lance this investigation check at advantage. You have to be proficient to be able to help. And you all are pretty good with this particular aspect of it.
First roll of the day, folks. Nat 20, so 25.
With the 22 DC, you clean up some of the trash and the refuse around the area. And as you're lifting a small piece of trash up, you see an odd symbol written with chalk on the wall. You would have missed it had you not just happened to stare right at it. I'm going to try to describe this symbol, and I think one of you is immediately going to recognize it. It looks like an eye with an eyebrow over it. From the eye, there is like a spike coming down from the eye, and another line leaving the eye that goes like this and has a small like curly Q.
This is the Eye of Horus,
Oh my!
right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody would like to give me an Arcana check.
Absolutely, I would.
Yes.
I can back someone or I can do it, whatever you want to do. Because I'm proficient.
I got a 15 plus 7, so 22.
Mary, what did you get?
19.
19. Zoran, between the two of you, this symbol is the Eye of Horus. However, this symbol is one of several known symbols that is used as a ward away evil spirits.
Oh.
Yes, it is the Eye of Horus, but if we dive into history with this, kids,
It's Oh,
It's the evil eye. It's to ward away the evil eye. Like it's and this eye symbology, a lot of Egyptian symbology was adopted or adapted by certain individuals in order to tie into a mysticism. Okay? So when you all start looking at it, you realize that this was used to ward away evil spirits.
Okay. With the 20 roll that I had, I would know that this would probably. This is kind of a silly question. Well, given his background, he might know. This looks like how long it's been on the wall, given rain, weather, and everything else, correlates with about how long it's been. About 4 days since the murder. I mean, is it runny? It's chalk? So is it like old?
Right.
Does it look fresh in parts?
It's I'll give you this because it was a pretty high investigation. It's not 4 days old.
Okay.
It's closer to 1 to 2 days old.
Okay. I was like, that could go
Okay.
either way.
someone.
I was like, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, okay, it's not 4 days, is it 5 days? Okay. Can I look to see I'm going to make a point to like put my hand on this wall, and as I do where that mark is, I'm going to kind of do a nonchalant look around to see if anybody who's avoiding this is watching us closely. I can't scope the whole city of London, but as close as I can.
One of the homeless, as you put your hand close to the spot and immediately turn around, one of them has been watching you intently, and as you turn around, he looks down at the ground and sort of brings his hat forward like this.
Okay, I want to memorize what he looks like as much as I can.
Okay? He doesn't move from this spot. He's just sort of slumped up
Okay.
against the wall.
All right. Okay.
I what's we thinking? What are we thinking?
The body?
That's an option.
How much more time do we have until nightfall?
You have a few hours.
Not yet, Mary.
And everybody knows what this symbol means, right? Like in character.
Fine.
Everybody knows what this is?
Yes.
All right.
Are you looking for her?
We are.
How much do you want to see her?
Pretty bad. Do you know where she is?
I might. You're not meaning to hurt her.
I'm just gonna gesture to what I'm wearing.
We've got a priest and a doctor. I don't think we're here to hurt.
I've seen priests do a fair bit of evil things in my lifetime. So
As have
pardon me for not looking at your clothes and assuming the best.
It's not a bad practice.
The Holy
I
Father,
promise we're not here to hurt her.
the Holy Father, don't put food in my belly or drink in my mouth.
I hand him a piece of candy.
As you hand him something, he starts to look very happy, and as he sees it's candy, he's mixed.
Give him one of your weird caramels. Maybe he'll like it.
Let's give him more of this.
And this is one of the blokes that was the guy that was watching.
That was the guy that was watching.
Wow. Holy shit. Sorry, folks. This guy was the guy that was watching us, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can say
Wow.
say bloke. That's totally acceptable.
No, I mean, I went English for no reason.
No,
right?
that was perfect.
Following the trend of everyone else.
He
It's
pops,
rubbing off on you. We're in the area. It's
Hi.
okay.
Yeah, it's adapted.
he pops the candy in his mouth and just sort of sits there.
I'll pull out a silver and flip it.
Catches the silver. Puts it in his pocket. He goes, "She's not going to talk to you unless she wants to talk to you. Are we understood?"
We are.
Hi.
Name's David. No,
No, David.
what's your name, Father?
Patrick.
Of course it is. And David will get up and begin to walk past the other individuals in the alleyway. Now that these other individuals see David walking past, all of them shift slightly. as each one of the homeless people in this alleyway, everyone's standing, sitting against the wall, each of them shifts slightly, and it appears that 10 to 11 of them are covering symbols. But each of them are standing and sitting in a way that if they are in their position, you don't see the symbol. But now that David is walking you out of the alleyway, there are 10 or 11 more of those symbols that they shift slightly to put up as you walk out of the alleyway.
And
So
they're all the Eye of Horus?
Oh, the same symbol?
they're
Yeah.
all the Eye of Horus. Okay. David walks for quite some time through the streets of Whitechapel until you get to a place marked on the map that I posted in the Discord called the Spirit Lady. As you walk up, you see an older woman. She's gaunt. It looks to be like she's begging in the street. All right? And as David walks up with the collection of you, she takes one look forward and her eyes are a little misty. They're a tad cross-eyed. She walks with a bit of a limp. And as she sees you all walking forward, she begins to say, no, 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 I don't want to talk to them. I don't want anything to do with them. And she goes, and David goes, Martha, they're here to help, please. And Martha begins to just try to book it away from all of you as quickly as she can.
I mean, we can't draw this. We gotta fight. We gotta follow, but close. Like, but we can't run. We can't cause
How many
steam.
people are around?
Martha is in a premier spot, so you know that she is a person of sort of stature. There's a few people walking around, but Martha yelling, "I don't want to talk to them," unfortunately isn't drawing a crowd. The homeless population in this part of London is pretty vast, and as she's sort of yelling out, David's doing his best to slow her down, but something about the group has spooked her, and she's starting to try to run off and sort of join up in the crowd.
I'm gonna call after her. Martha, Alice needs your help. Please.
He's just here to help.
I'm gonna run up and catch her and try to convince her to talk to us.
You kind of run up into the front of her. Patrick, I need a persuasion check here. I'm going to give it to you at advantage because you invoked Alice. Okay?
I'd also like to, while this is happening, and I'm going to use a sorcery point, so it's a subtle spell without verbal components.
Okay.
I'd like to cast Detect Thoughts and see if I can get her surface thoughts, but also if I can pull something from them that will help me to persuade her to talk to us.
Okay. So Mary, we haven't really talked about this. I think if you were to see an area that had spiritual entities in it, I need a physical thing for you. Like, so let's call this your third eye. Okay?
Okay.
You can choose to open your third eye and sort of open yourself to the environment and close it. As you cast Detect Thoughts, you pick up some surface thoughts from Mary, but you also pick up on a cavalcade of thoughts from the individuals that are positioned around Mary. Okay? Patrick, give me your persuasion check at advantage, please.
17.
17.
Wait, her name is what?
Martha.
Martha.
Okay.
Martha.
This is the prevailing thought that you pick up on Martha before the voices drag you down. Mary, I'm just going to tell it to you. She's afraid of you all because she thinks one of you is her.
She thinks one of us is her.
Patrick.
Oh, thanks. One of us is Alice.
You come in front of her and you like put your hands up, or you just yell this out and hope she'll come back to you. She turns and she will walk towards you and say, I did it. I put the symbol. I didn't mean nothing by it. I had to protect him.
No one's here about that.
What the shades? They were getting hurt. They told me. They told me that the bad one was here. The bad one was coming in, and I was trying to scare the bad one away.
Who's the bad one?
She kind of looks down at the ground. She goes, I don't know their name. I used to be a spiritualist. Do you know what that is, Father? I didn't mean nothing by it. I didn't talk to anything bad. I can just see things that most people can't. And talk to things that aren't really there.
Alright, and what have you seen lately?
There's a woman who used to come to me, used to talk to me, by the name of Jane Edwards.
Alright.
Shadow?
She looks at you and she sort of like cocks her head to the side, doesn't quite know what you're saying. Jane took her life, Father. She took her own life. And I think it's somehow connected to this nonsense with the Ripper.
Why do you think that?
That's what the good ones are telling me. That's why they had me put the good eye on all the spots where the Ripper was. Every place where one of those girls was murdered, I put one of the eyes up to protect.
So what you're saying is he gets them twice? He gets them now and one incorporeally?
She looks over at you, Zoran, and she goes, he's not who you think he is. There's someone else. You're riding alone. Got a little demon and a little angel on your shoulder. And I'm just trying to make sure that the voices that they hear are the voices they're supposed to hear.
And you're doing well. Like the mind can do a lot of things. You're doing your job. So I need you to calm down and help us so we can help you.
I think I'm just gonna rest. If it's all right with you.
Aye.
And she will look down at her hand, and you see her hands are just smudged with white chalk. And she kind of takes a stick of chalk and puts it down on the ground and looks over towards Mary and says, you can see them. They're all over the place. You don't let them touch you. The bad one. He likes them like you. And likes them like her. And she looks over at Cora. He always did.
How do you mean?
They taste sweeter. The fruit. Right, Father? I didn't mean nothing by it. I was just trying to protect people. That's all.
And you've done.
Hey.
You've done well.
Hey, Martha. My name's Lance, by the way. I'm not from around here. I'm from way out another place. But I have this little knickknack that a friend of mine gave me a long time ago, and I think it's the kind of thing that you might like. And they call it a dream catcher, and it's this little tiny thing that I got from a really good friend and a family that helped me a long time ago. And I'd like to give it to you because I think you're doing a great thing out here, and maybe this will help protect you a little bit like you're trying to help everybody else.
I'll take it. And she holds.
Yeah, well, here you go.
Yeah.
mini dream catcher from
She nods
somewhere.
at you. She goes,
But you're doing a good thing. But don't worry, we're gonna find out what's going on. We're gonna help people too.
all right. And she nods at you all, and then you see her sort of like walking back to her spot slowly, and then her voice gets real, real loud. She goes, genuine dream catcher all the way from the States for sale. One of a kind. You can't. And like people just come like walking over to her. She's holding it up. She's standing on a box. And she
It
looks
sounded
over.
really good. It sounded really
All
good.
right, there you go, right there. Huh?
And
Amen to that.
people are
That London
flocking
hospitality.
towards her.
So what are we off to now? You think now's the time to go take a look at the bodies?
Well, yeah, that or go check out this Bell Club.
Yeah, the Bell's
Isn't that supposed to be
pub.
yeah, because there wasn't that kind of the center of. Okay, I want to make sure my notes are right there, GM.
Mm-hmm.
The Bell Club was pseudo center focus of the murder map.
A lot of the women, the only thing that connected a lot of the murder victims was the 10 Bells pub.
10 bells.
Yeah, so I got that right. All right. Yeah, it's up to you folks. I just want to check out the club eventually, but we can go. Mary, you want to talk to the
a
dead,
pub?
whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How many
Yeah.
hours of daylight do we have left?
You've got 2 hours of daylight, and this is London, so daylight is a relative term. You've got
Fair.
you've got
2 hours of dusk.
you've got a couple hours of less cold and less dreary.
Copy you.
Yes.
As we're going to the if we're heading to the 10 bells, correct? Is that the plan right now?
Yeah.
If you guys want to, yeah.
As we
I'll
go
go
off
for
to the 10 bells, I'm gonna pull out a little satchel of this natural gunpowder that I've made, just sulfates and stuff along those lines, and toss it to Lance. And then I'm going to give
Thank you.
Patrick. I have a little vial of silver, and that's their +1s to his spell focus, and the +1 to your gun, my friend.
Okay, so
Yeah, so I pull out.
yeah, Lance is getting an upgrade, and so is Patrick.
So that's a +1 to your, that's a +1 to the spells for Patrick because it's on the spellcasting focus, and that's a +1 to attack and damage.
Do I have to attach it to the weapon, or do I just have it on my
It's just
person?
infused. It's just a. It's
Actually,
just
you know what? This is what I do. Forget that. We're gonna roleplay the hell out of this. So out of almost the ether of my duster, I pull out this long Henry rifle, and from the butt to about halfway up the stock is leather black, like a gun cover is what it is, and it's embossed. And you see on the back end of it, you see 4 aces and a king. And right underneath it says all in, and I'm like, this is my baby, all in. And I'm going to take that little doodad, and you see these tassels kind of coming off the ends of it, and I'm going to tie it off really tight so it doesn't fall on the back end of all in. And then you just see me place it back to wherever it was, and his robe goes right back to
It's got a little extra
was
kick to
before.
it, so I don't know if you guys have the big booms over in the US, probably, but it's got a little extra.
Oh yeah, we like everything to blow up in the U.S. I like it, man.
And then-
Thank you very
And
much.
then for you, Patrick, I'm sure you know what silver does.
I'm familiar.
I think if we're going against supernatural things, we might ourselves need to be a little unnatural.
I prefer not to be unnatural, but thank you for this. I think.
You just put it in your pocket, in your bag, Patrick?
Yeah.
Okay. You continue onward. As you get close to the 10 Bells pub, you would see the 10 Bells pub off in the distance. Unfortunately, before you're able to make it to the 10 Bells pub, you hear what sounds like an individual being sick. In a small alleyway off to the side before you reach the 10 Bells pub, you would see a individual looking over at you. He looks homeless, but as he looks up at you, his eyes are glazed over, completely white, taking on the appearance of the fog in the area. Bits of his skin are coming off in patches, where you can see the bone underneath.
Is he saying anything? Is anything his lips moving or anything along those lines?
His lips do not appear to be moving, but in from his mouth, even though his lips aren't moving, you can hear him trying to speak through his lips, and it's one word over and over again. Stop. I need everybody to roll initiative.
I.
Oh, here it goes.
Oh,
It's the cleric curse, man.
Oh, that's a pretty decent
Ah.
roll. Okay,
Mine wasn't.
20 to 25. 20 to 15.
I got 19.
Okay.
God.
I was like, oh god, somebody.
Somebody, please.
15 to 10.
14.
14.
You can go.
Lance,
Oh, okay.
Lance and
This is fun.
Zor-
Oh, this is fun.
That's a good mystery. I'm excited for you guys. 15 to 10. 10 to 5.
7.
Hi, Patrick.
Hello. I rolled a 1 and got 4 altogether. Or
Uh,
Do I add anything to that? No, just
You-
like the roll.
your
right?
dex. You actually add your dex to that.
Oh,
Your dex.
oh, so then I got 21.
And you and Lance both should roll an advantage with the items of warning.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, you have that. Oh, yeah,
Oh.
that's a good point. Thank you, my brother.
How do I do that?
You roll it twice.
You'll
Just
do
take
Well,
the
that's
higher-
better.
I just roll it twice? Okay.
You take the higher of the two.
That's a 27.
Or, I got 15 on the second roll, so we'll keep that 21.
All right. So
So I got
actually-
27 with the kicker.
So Lance is
Thank you.
first, followed by Cora.
Alert feet. Gotta love alert.
Man,
Oh man,
it's pretty great.
I took key mind and observance. I'm like mind stuff.
No, that's
Both beautiful.
Big
Observant is
brain.
one of my favorite, dude.
that
Hey,
that
man.
is going to help so much, buddy. There's a lot of fun
Yeah.
mysteries that I'm looking forward to diving into. Okay, that being said, Lance, this individual comes shambling out of the alleyway. He's going to make a grab at the nearest one of you, but you're going to get the drop on him.
Okay. So since he hasn't gone yet, I get advantage. Because with rogue stuff, if anybody hasn't gone yet in the first round, yeah,
Yeah.
isn't that the assassination deal?
Yeah.
That's
Does that
part
make
of
it-
your.
doesn't
it's
that make
part
it
of
an
your
auto crit?
Subclass, yes.
Okay, so it's an auto crit if I hit him, right?
If you hit him,
Because it's assassinate.
yes.
Okay, so I don't have enough time to pull out all in. So you just see I flip my duster out, like John Wayne style, and there's a revolver sitting on my hip, and I say, "Time for some blackjack," and I pull out blackjack, and I pop one shot off.
Okay, pop one shot. Give me an attack roll, please.
Now that's going to be with advantage. That's a 22 to hit,
22 hits. Give me some damage.
and that's damage plus sneak attack, right? Because I had advantage. That means I get a sneak
You
attack.
get
right?
that sneak attack damage.
Roll
Good.
that
This will
dice.
be crit on all this. Okay, so for the pistol shot, that's 6 times 2 is 12. For the sneak attack is another 16 damage. So 12 and 16 is what, 26?
28.
No, that's wrong. 36.
Nope. 28. 12 and 16.
28. There we go.
With the first
One
attack,
of those
the
numbers.
first volley, fourth from Lance, as Lance hip draws his gun and fires off this shot that blows a huge hole in the center of this thing's chest that you can see through to the other side. That is 28 points of damage.
Good.
Woof.
So I just,
Assassination rogues. Ugh.
of course, I got to do the whole, I put it away. I'm like, deuce is wild, baby. That's it.
Impressive.
Most impressive.
Lance's turn. Cora, you're up next.
Okay, so I'm going to need you to walk me through this a little bit. So I'm going to sneak attack, right? Because he's already hit, so I can do that.
Sneak attack, depending on which sort of rogue archetype you've chosen, is if there's an individual within 5 feet of them and currently engaged in combat with them. I think Lance close drew, so yes, you
Yeah.
would get sneak attack for that reason.
Okay, great. And then it's the D20 roll plus what?
D20 plus whatever weapon you're using to make this attack with. Certain weapons have different bonuses to them. You should see the 2 hits. What are you using to attack with?
Great question.
Got like a little dagger.
I'll use my dagger. Yeah.
Okay. So you should have a
Or no.
plus next to that, like a plus 6, 7, 8, 9.
Where do I find that? Sorry.
That's okay. On your actions sheet, on your actions tab there, you should have all.
Got
weapons
it.
that
I was in
you
the wrong
can-
spot. Okay.
If you're on mobile, you gotta swipe a little bit to get to it.
Yeah, I found it. Okay, so dagger is a plus 1d4 plus 2, so the 4. Okay. So roll the d20 and then roll the 4 and add them together.
No, you're going to roll that d20 and then add your dex and your proficiency to it.
Okay. Oh, that was shitty.
Welcome to D&D.
I know. 3. I got 3, 5. And then you said proficiency, right?
Yes.
8. So 8 total with all 3 of those.
Unfortunately, 8 is not enough to hit. That first attack comes forward, and Cora just gets close, but not close enough. As she brings her dagger forward, and it doesn't hit.
And can I hide?
You definitely could. There are areas for you to sort of hide in and things of that sort. It might behoove you to disengage if you don't want to be attacked by this.
Disengage?
Yeah, so you disengage and sort of back up. You like try to take a swab and you're like, no, I don't like this. And then you back up a little bit. Okay. That is Cora's turn. It is now this individual who's going to try to reach out and grab Lance after that hit that he took. Lance, a 16 to hit, my dude.
Yep, that's a hit.
Yeah, that's a hit. Lance, you feel these claws digging into both of your shoulders as he brings these sharpened, what you think at first are nails, and then you realize that the ends of his fingers have been filed down, and he is shoving the bones into your fingers. Think a la Wolverine with like the skeletal
Wolverine?
ends. Yeah. You take 7 points of bludgeoning damage, Lance.
I'm gonna use my uncanny dodge, and I'm gonna roll out of that
Yep. So you
as
take
my reaction.
half of that. So you're gonna take 4.
Okay.
We'll say 4.
Okay, so I like McCree roll back
Yeah.
for those who play Overwatch.
Yeah. Perfect. That is his turn. Zoran, you're up.
So he's gonna take off one of his. He's gonna take one of the syringes off his gauntlet, and run up. And he goes, "This is gonna hurt, but it's gonna work." And he gets Lance in the shoulder with it, and with the it's gonna cast enhance ability.
So Lance, as you do a backwards flip back, you're like, "Ha stab!" What the? Like it's just like right in the shoulder.
Man, what the hell are you doing, Doc?
Yeah.
So with that, you feel just a little bit stronger. Like if you were to say like take temporary hit points, you get 2d6 temporary hit points.
What? Oh,
And
thanks, Doc.
you've got advantage on your con saves.
Excellent, thank you,
So
brother.
roll those temporary hit points. Mary, your turn.
All right, so I'm going to hit this with a chromatic orb, hopefully. But I'm gonna do. Let's go for cold, because that's kind of her thing.
Okay. Give me an attack roll as you.
Okay, that is. It's a 17 to hit.
17 hits. Roll damage.
All right, that is 14
Uh,
cold
e-
damage.
Everybody around the area sees a giant block of ice fall from the sky and hit this thing, and this thing crumbles into a heap as it's just smushed by this blast of cold. Um,
We have more important things to do right now.
and then
33,
gets
I'll talk
back
you into
up,
it. Oh,
Holy hell! What was that?
pulling the parts of its body that are now hanging off by small tendrils and things of that sort. Frostbitten, but that flesh is still holding on.
aye.
Is that its turn, or like would I have
No.
had time for a bonus action?
You would have time for a bonus action.
Because that would be really annoying that it did that. So I would go ahead and use 2 of my sorcery points so that I can follow it up.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna have to. No, I don't have to touch it. So I'm gonna follow it up with a chill touch because it's a cantrip and I can make it a bonus action.
Okay.
So he's gonna get more cold
Okay.
because that was really annoying.
Okay.
That is a nat 20.
Okay. It's a
Yes. Yes.
Now you can roll damage.
Okay.
Rolling hot today.
Ooh,
Oh,
okay,
man.
I'm gonna roll it since it's like double dice. I'll roll dice and then on that because I don't remember how to do advantage on this thing. Okay, so it's 13 over there and then 12 over here. So that's 25 points of cold damage.
25.
Aye.
Because this is a critical hit, that cold damage seeps into the flesh of this creature, freezing it solid in a grimace as it's partway up off the ground and Mary just stands over it. You see it frozen, and then as it freezes, the jaw unhinges and falls off and hits the ground. I need a...
Or said stay down.
Everyone but Mary, give me a sanity save.
Aye.
Please.
Okay.
This is either wisdom, int. I'm going to say this is your spellcasting ability modifier if you have it. If you don't, you get to choose wisdom, charisma, or int, plus your proficiency.
Okay.
Zoran.
Hey, the dice give us, dice take away. That's a nat 1.
Go ahead. I need you to mark one failure down, please, Zoran.
Yes, sir.
Lance.
All right, so I rolled my intelligence. I got a 21, and my proficiency is +3, so it's a 24.
Okay. 24. Mary.
Makes sense? Did I do
Mary-
that right?
Yes, you did that right. Mary,
Okay.
you don't have to roll this because
Okay.
you just yelled at the zombie to stay down. Cora.
Yes. Okay, so I rolled my charisma, so that's 7, 9, 12.
I need you to mark a failure down on a piece of paper next to you. Okay? This imagery was just a lot to handle.
That was aye.
Patrick.
22.
I
You're
thought
fine.
I'd seen it all.
Aye.
You thought you'd seen it all until a zombie tried to attack you in an alleyway and its jaw fell off
That was just too much.
After being frozen.
after being frozen.
Well, you know what they say. More things in heaven and earth.
Okay. You are free to do whatever you would like in this situation.
Let's go to the pub.
I need a
Aye.
drink.
I agree with that. Let's go.
Perhaps.
So this thing's sitting there, right, encased in ice, right? Or is
It
ice?
is. Yes.
Perhaps we should.
All right, so I'm like, hey,
find
just for
out
good
what we
measure,
can.
and I reach in my back, and almost out of nowhere, as it were, I pull out a Bowie knife. Okay,
Okay.
and it's a dagger, but it's a Bowie knife, and I go, time for a little poker. That's right, folks. Poker. Anyways, and I stab it.
Okay.
I just want to break it. I hit it with the butt end of my Bowie knife, and I want to see if I can break it.
As Patrick says, perhaps we should learn all the information that we can from the. Lance immediately shatters it. Like this thing breaks into a whole bunch of
Guys,
pieces.
guys.
All of it.
The bull in a china shop.
I need. Who's got the highest passive perception? Let's play this game.
Yeah,
Oh,
17.
probably Oz. Yeah.
Zoran?
Perception.
12.
12,
14.
14.
15. Oh, wait. Perception? 10. Sorry.
Passive perception.
Oh wait.
Yeah, passive.
I've got
Zoran.
a 17 perception and 22 investigation.
Zoran. A little faint wisp of smoke leaves the body as Lance breaks it. Could be water vapor, could be something else.
I don't like that.
Well, no one liked
Oh,
it. Swords of the race that are laid in pieces.
No, I mean,
It's all about a pass. Sorry.
he broke it, and when it shattered, like smoke, maybe mist, maybe it was frost, but something definitely came out of it.
Did it smell like anything?
It's when you're frozen, typically things lose their smell.
I pop a piece of candy in my mouth.
Let's go to the bar.
Does this
I just a pat on the shoulder. I'm like, sometimes I get carried away. Sorry, I put my.
Oh, I will make a note of that. Does this smoke phenomenon sound familiar?
Give me a religion check.
17?
Yeah.
The
cleric know about religion? Crazy.
There have been instances of people capturing the moment when the soul leaves the body. I'll say with a religion check that high, this thing, you all probably would have encountered the undead. The undead is a husk. The soul isn't there anymore. So, this is either the first zombie in existence to have a soul within it, or something else happened here.
All right.
Do you share that, Patrick?
I do.
Okay.
Don't like
And I'm
that.
just going to stop and say a small prayer over where he was.
Yeah.
Or the ice pieces of what he was. Well, you get the idea.
I get the idea.
Look at the poor man. He's in pieces now.
I'm looking around. After he says that, I'm looking around to see if I see a shadow. Because the only thing that I would think might come of that is seeing a shadow around him.
Ooh. Mary opens her third eye. You don't see any. You don't see him. For the most part. Yes, just like that. I hate you so much. What you would see is, Mary, your eyes dart upward and you see a sight that you've rarely seen before. You've seen it a few times. Went back with the place with the tea and the cakes. You see the shade becoming light. Like his shade finding some sort of semblance of peace, or getting, or like you would see that happening above you, almost on like the rooftop. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry, he's happy now. We should
God,
go
I hope
drink.
so. That seems like a terrible way to. I mean, that's a way to go.
Aye. So, whiskey then.
Aye.
So, whiskey then. You you head to the 10 Bells pub. The 10 Bells pub is already starting to gather up a bit of the clientele. There are a few different fireplaces here at the 10 Bells pub. There's soft lighting lit by candlelight, and some of the areas around that are just lit up a bit. You would see a bartender who's catering to patrons. You'd see a rather large individual at the very back of the pub. And occasionally, men and women will come into the pub, go grab a drink, and bring a few coin to the rather large gentleman at the back of the pub. They'll drop a few things. He'll pull out a notebook and write in the notebook and take the coin and put it under the table. Lance, you immediately know what this is. This dude's a bookie.
Yeah.
Like, this
He's a
dude's
bookie.
taking
Yeah,
that, and you're
okay.
just like, it feels like home. Like, yeah, like this dude's
Oh,
collecting.
right.
Yeah. So the big dude in the back is doing this, but this is what you see. He's a stout man, the big guy in the back, stout man, curly hair. Bartender is a large gentleman who's got, he just looks like heavy, built like a brick house. Do you know what I mean? And he is slinging drinks.
He's a brick house.
He's a brick house.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mighty,
He's mighty, mighty.
Let it all hang out.
He's just letting it all hang out.
I feel like some sort of reference. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I go like, hey, someone order me a whiskey. I'll be right back. And I start heading to the big boy.
Oh, please don't. Oh, God.
You got it. I walk up to the bar and order both of us a whiskey neat.
What you mean?
She would like just whiskey in a glass.
Oh, all right. And he will
Make that
Not a
3,
thing.
actually.
3 whiskeys. Anyone else?
She's
Get
gonna
one
look
for me.
over. 4. I apologize.
4 whiskeys. I can do it. And he will take some glasses out and he'll hold the glass up for you, Cora, so you can inspect it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Very clean.
Very
and-
clean.
And he will take and pour the whiskeys in the glasses and pour 4 and sort of push them forward. So, what brings you here to the 10 Bells pub?
On a strange family vacation.
Oh, aye.
Mhm.
You've got your father. You've got your mother.
My brother, my cousin,
Brother.
my weird sister.
Oh.
We're checking out the sights and talking to the locals. Seeing if there's anything fun and exciting to do.
Mary, what was that?
And we're looking for Alice Mackenzie.
He goes, a lot of folks come in here. If you're wanting to, you can go talk to Leonard in the back. Leonard Hugh. Yeah, he's in the back. He's the bookkeeper. He knows everyone that comes in.
I think one of our friends is already on his
Talking
way to
to
go
him.
talk to him.
Cut to Lance.
Oh, no.
As they're grabbing whiskey at the bar, you see, you walk up and Leonard, a squat guy, kind of curly hair, pretty pronounced overbite. He's wearing like a bowler hat, and he's just kind of sitting back in the chair. And as you come forward in your sort of tall form, you see him suck in his gut a little bit, and just sort of keep leaning back. Oh, what you betting on?
Oh, hey, man. What's the score around here? What do we got?
Who
We got
are
pit
you?
fights. We're talking.
Who are you?
Oh, who am I? Oh, my name's Blake.
Blake.
Blake. Yep.
Where are you from, Blake?
Blake Normalman.
Blake
Uh,
Normal Man?
That's right. Yep, you got it first time there. What's your name?
Give me a deception check, Lance.
I'm just watching this in shock.
I'm watching, waiting until I have to step in.
I probably can't hear him across the bar, but can I see the bookie?
You can't. Lance is 6 feet tall, and he is standing in front of him. There's no way that you
Oh,
would be able to see
man.
the bookie at this point.
That's killing me.
I'm just gonna.
I
I'm
rolled
just
a
gonna watch.
I rolled a 15.
What are you gonna do, Patrick?
I'm gonna drain my glass of whiskey and set it down for another. Just like, wow. This is gonna go great. Love it.
15. He goes, oh,
Yeah.
you don't say. Well, I'm Edward.
Yep.
I'm Edward Normalman as well, from the Normalman clan.
Oh, well, man, hell's bells. We must be related.
Oh, must be. So what brings you here?
Oh, man, culture.
He looks around the 10 Bells pub. He goes, well, We got a lot of that.
Yeah, I'll say. I mean, this is a great establishment. Anyways, so what's the score? What are we betting on? What you taking numbers on?
Oh, this and that. A few
Mm.
sporting matches coming up.
Oh, all right. Well, like, what's your flavor?
Oh, well, the birds are fighting the dogs. Are you a birds fan or a dogs fan?
I mean, it matters who's been winning the most lately, I guess.
I'd say the birds have, and if you'd like, because you're a normal man and I'm a normal man, I have a bit of a lead. If you want to place 5 gold on the birds, I'm sure it's a winner.
Absolutely. I'll put 10 gold on the dogs then.
Absolutely, you should. You saw through my
Hmm.
ruse, and he'll hold his hand out.
Oh, I don't have 10. Do I have 10 gold? Shit. How much money do I have? It's caught up in accident. I never do this right. Okay, hold on. Oh, yeah. Okay, I have 15.
Yeah.
So I'll give him 10 gold. Shit.
Yep.
Okay.
He puts the gold in his pocket, and
Better
he
hope
says,
you win.
"It was a pleasure doing business with you, cousin."
Yeah, you too, cousin. Now, don't I get like a receipt to claim the winnings and
No,
whatnot?
no. It's part of the culture. I'll find you.
Well,
Claiming my taxes with the receipt.
The
well, isn't that just plum peachy
Well,
there, cousin?
the local constabulary don't take well to receipts. It's a little bit incriminating.
I see. So when you walk away with my money and I never see it again, who do I come talk to retrieve it?
Well, you can come talk to me.
Oh,
I'm always
okay.
here.
When's this game happening? When do these dogs fight these birds?
You never can tell with the rain here in England.
Is there a roll I need to make to not hit this guy? 'Cause-
I will say at this point, all of you are very much aware that Lance has both of his hands at his side and he's just clenching
Okay.
his fist up and down. Like,
I walk over with Lance's drink, give him a pat on the back, and say, "Hello there, down boy."
oh, thank you. I was just meeting the local, the local
another.
gentry, as it were.
Yep. Just like, oh god. She just
Just
yep.
making international connections with my cousin over here.
Patrick,
Sounds good.
Patrick,
Noted.
give me a Constitution saving throw. I was gonna say at disadvantage, but you're Irish, so just a straight roll, please.
That's an adjusted 20.
Yeah, you're fine. You can hold your whiskey.
Cool.
Like, that's a given.
And is this Mrs. Everyman?
Oh, he wishes.
No. Yeah. I mean, only so many people can be so lucky in the world. My luck doesn't run that well. But no, this is a good friend of mine. But it was good meeting you.
You too.
And I see how things go down, and this is your neighborhood, and I will respect that. And I've learned my lesson. And thank you for giving me a little bit of local culture.
Hey, welcome to the culture of the 10 Bells pub.
Noted.
How can I help you?
And I'm going to remember that dude's face.
Yeah. Well, Leonard was supposed to be an NPC that just randomly came in for a brief second, but now he's the new arch nemesis of Lance. Everywhere Lance goes.
Yep. He's on my Christmas list.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
And what's your name, sweetie?
Cora.
Cora. What's a pretty thing like you doing in a pub like this?
Oh, I'm here with my friends, just trying to take it in and learn some of the sights and the local lore.
Are you now trying to?
I've heard you're the man to talk to in this place.
It depends on what you're asking about, Cora.
Take a sip of my whiskey. Have you heard of a girl named Alice?
Alice Mackenzie?
Yes.
Never heard of her.
Have you heard of the unfortunate murders happening around here?
Oh, all of us are pretty aware of the murders that are happening. Give me a persuasion check here, Cora.
Okay.
This is going to be you using your natural charisma to get Leonard to talk.
Okay. All right. sorry.
Any way I
Like,
can back this move, or
Lance, you walked away because you're like, I'm
oh,
gonna
okay.
remember this face. But
Oh, yeah, okay, that's true.
Zoran, Mary, Patrick, you would see this conversation. If any one of you want to step up to assist Cora in this check, you're more than welcome to. Mary, how do you assist Cora? You see her talking with Leonard.
Um, I'm gonna do the same thing that I did before. I'm gonna detect thoughts to see if I can find something that's going to help to persuade him. And I'm also
How do I
not
do-
opposed because I get surface thoughts at first, but
Okay.
but like I can either shift my attention to another creature or I can attempt to probe deeper. But that's going to be a whole wisdom saving throw and all sorts of things. But I'm not opposed to doing that if I'm not getting stuff.
He's lusting after Cora. The surface thoughts are right now is that like he wants Cora. So utilize that however Mary would, but the surface thoughts right now are the first question he asked her was, "Is that your husband?" And when she was like, "No, he's just a friend. He wishes." That was his opportunity. So use of that what you will.
I'm sure we would be very grateful for any information you might have.
Okay, now give me that roll at advantage. That is a persuasion roll.
Yes.
2D.
Can
Yeah.
I say something before I do it?
Yeah.
Or is it just okay? So I noticed you said her last name, and I didn't give it to you, but you don't know her.
Oh my God, Corey, you're so smart. God, you're just I do. You're just so intelligent. You caught me. You saw through my clever rules. Now, if the two of you were looking for a bit of a companionship, Corey, give me this roll at persuasion at advantage. So roll 2d20s, take the higher of the numbers, and add your persuasion skill to that.
Okay. Well, I got a nat 20 on the first one.
Okay.
So there's that. Do I need to roll it again?
You don't.
Okay. And then where do I find my past?
Hey, with that nat 20, Cora, you don't even have to look up your persuasion skill.
Wait.
Between Mary's feminine wiles and your feminine wiles, Leonard is having the most success he's ever had talking to women. Just by having a regular conversation with the two of you. Leonard leans forward and he goes, "Well, I did learn a bit of scuttlebutt about our dear Alice, because she was a regular customer of mine, God rest her soul. She had started seeing someone."
Oh. Do you happen to know who this person was?
I do. It was a Dr. Richard Edwards. He runs himself a clinic.
Has he been around long? Is he a part of the community?
It's perhaps I warned her not to go there. Because perhaps old Leonard did a bit of digging himself and learned a fair tidbit. Perhaps I learned that all the women that been killed by that Ripper happen to be clients of one Dr. Richard Edwards. So perhaps I warned her not to go visit the good doctor because he was cursed. But she didn't listen. And now she's a spot on the ground of Whitechapel.
Why do you say he's cursed? He's just a man, right?
Oh, Cora. Men are capable of dark deeds. No one has ever... Go ahead.
The doctor might have killed her. And all the others.
With this, with it being a doctor background, would this ring a bell? Any bells for my name?
Give me a history check, Zoran.
Sure.
Can we all hear this, or is it just the?
I'm going to say you guys would have gathered around at this point. Now that Cora and Mary went that way, Patrick wouldn't have left Mary to go talk to this guy.
I'm still at the bar, but I can.
I look at Leonard and I say, "Yeah." I look at Leonard and say, "Hey, cousin." Is Dr. Richards, is he married?
Oh, he was. God rest her soul.
Oh, he was.
11
But
plus
she's
7,
not
so
here.
18.
What did you get, Zoran?
11 plus 7, so 18.
18. You've never heard of him. He's not well known. He's not like a famous doctor or anything. You do hearken back to Sherlock Holmes' study.
Okay.
The cuts on the women were surgical.
Got it.
It was somebody who knew how to use a blade.
Got it. Okay.
Zoran, what feat do you have?
I have observance. I have observant and key-minded. So for observant, you can see a creature. You see a creature's mouth if it's speaking a language you understand. You can interpret what it's saying by reading its lips.
Okay. I'm going to give this to you because of the feat that you have, because of keen mind, and I think you would have picked up on this. Martha was really upset
Really upset. Okay.
because she felt responsible for the death of her friend,
Okay.
Jane Edwards.
Jane Edwards. Okay.
Edwards. Yes.
Edwards.
Clinic.
Well, he's got a clinic.
Leonard, where do we find this clinic?
Well, he's not just the clinic now, but you could go visit the good doctor. I happen to know his address. Would you like it?
Yes.
I would love it.
One date. I'll pay back your friend here the money owed to him after he wins his bet.
No, you can keep it. These women aren't for sale.
He looks over at Cora.
It depends on the info you give me. I might consider it.
17 Prescott Street. It's one of the nicer parts of Whitechapel.
Do you know what happened to the good doctor's wife? How she died?
She took her life. Broke into the doctor's study, they say. Took one of those real sharp looking scalpels.
How long ago did she pass away?
To say about a month ago? Couple
Okay.
of months?
Never mind. I'll ask that later.
It's right around the time where this Ripper fella started taking the scene. Maybe perhaps the doctor got a taste for it.
Billy, can I lean in and pick his pockets?
Cora, you are going to have to get real close. And I don't say this to be skeevy, but he is sitting down behind a table. So that you're going to have to get real close. Because
Can I assist?
I'm intrigued, and I've seen movies that started this way. But if you were to say how with him seated at a table, Cora picks his pocket and Zoran assists, I am all ears.
Is he wearing a jacket? Is his pants? Let's
So
see.
I'm going to use one of my mechanical tinkering, and I'm just going to pick something off of the floor. My guess is there's going to be something small on the floor. I just
Sure.
need something tiny.
Yeah.
And I just need. I'm going to take, because I can recall anything that's happened in the past month. I'm going to just. I can make a nonverbal sound. I'm going to take Lance's gunshot, take it, and just throw it toward the door. So if he stands up, hopefully in fright.
This is going to okay. So I need a sleight of hand as you try to do like 3 or 4 different things to assist.
From me or from him?
Cora doesn't even. And this is a little bit of metagaming in the fact that you have no idea that she's trying to pick his pocket right now. Like this is
That's
this
fair.
this
You know
is
what? That's fair.
this is Sarah having the idea, and then Zoran being like, I want to help Sarah. Like you have no idea
Yeah.
that Cora is thinking about
Yeah.
picking this dude's
You
spot.
know
That's
what? That's
fair.
fair. Then I will. Then
That's
I will.
fair.
Then I will not.
Yeah.
That's seems a little bit too
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
Lance
God.
would think she's just leaning into the role.
yeah. So you just
So to speak.
lean forward, Cora.
Yeah, lean forward, get close.
Yeah. Sleight of hand, please.
So D20
But
plus my sleight of
would I
hand.
notice it given my class what she's doing? Even though I think she's leaning into the role, would I catch anything with her hand movements or anything?
Everybody here watching Cora, give me an insight check. That's as close as I'm gonna get this.
There's a reason why I asked that, Cora. This is all you, Cora, but there's a reason why I'm asking that.
That's an 18.
Unfortunately, maybe the one person with verbal diarrhea that is Mary. Mary, you definitely know that Cora is trying to pick this guy's pocket. Okay,
17.
Lance, you know. Zoran doesn't
I got it.
know.
I got a 7.
I get this.
Patrick,
I'm just casually balling my hand up, and
I'm
I'm
watching
going to
him
hit this guy. Yeah, if he moves to hit her in any way or hurt her, I'm gonna lay into this guy a punch.
yeah. Okay.
All right.
I'm just
You
watching
ready?
him eating a piece of
So
ham.
D20 plus my sleight of hand, right?
D20 plus your sleight of hand.
It'd be good to me.
Big money, no whammies.
Big money, no whammy. What are you? Are you? I got a nat 20.
Cora,
Plus my 8 is my sleight of hand.
yeah, Cora does a little saunter over, and you see he is just eating it up. And then she leans forward and gets real close. And those of you who roll high, like Mary is watching, Lance is watching, you see her expertly. One
to this game.
one hand reaching forward, the left hand, and then as she leans forward to whisper in his ear, she's passing what was in her left hand to the right hand behind her own back and putting it in her jacket pocket. You have pickpocketed the bookkeeper of Whitechapel,
Yes!
taking his purse.
Yeah, I don't magic. I will show it to you if anyone doesn't believe me.
You pick his pocket and come away with about 67 gold pieces.
It's payday.
Oh hell yes!
Oh my god.
Oh, that is a
As
lovely
I come
thing.
up, drink. Does he have a drink before I do this?
Yeah, he's got a drink.
Great. As I come up, I get real close to him, take his drink, finish it, and say thank you for the info, and leave.
All right. You guys all leave. The 10 bells pub.
Well done.
Fantastic.
Well
High risk,
freaking
high
done.
reward. Absolutely.
A little bit of mutual
Well
admiration
done.
between the group as you
That
start
was magic.
as you start making your way towards 17 Prescott Street.
And I give Lance back his money.
Okay. Lance, you can add that back.
Thank you. I do appreciate that. I owe you a drink now.
Okay. Patrick, you start becoming uncomfortable.
Was it the stealing?
It could have been.
Was it the breaking of the seventh commandment?
It was the
Maybe.
No. The closer you get to the house, the more you have the hair on your arm begins to stand up. There is a presence in or around the house that is causing a part of you to not react well.
Right.
Oh, interesting.
So there's something in there that is very, very bad.
So do we think it might be supernatural now?
I'm still not so sure.
I pull out all in.
Okay. You walk up to the house.
Is this just guns blazing? Or okay,
Do we just knock?
great.
I'll follow y'all's lead, but I ain't going in there unarmed.
Do we have a reason why we're here in case the good doctor is home?
I share in research. Let me talk this one.
All right.
Go for it.
And
As you knock on the door almost opens up immediately, as the good doctor seems like he was on his way out the door. He is dressed in formal attire, very large top hat upon his head. He seems to be walking with a cane. He looks tired, Zoran. For everybody that sees him, he's handsome, thick blonde hair, but his eyes are very dark and sunken, as if he has had a few sleepless nights. It's a look you recognize as a fellow doctor, researcher. And while his clothing is affluent and very formal, it's slovenly put together. There's lots of wrinkles. It looks like he hasn't taken good care of this outfit. And he, as you all walk up to the house, the door opens, and as if he was on his way out, and he goes, "Oh, visitors, yes. May I help you?"
hi, we're here in reference of possibly one of your former patients.
One of my former patients. Sure. Well, there is such a thing as doctor-patient confidentiality. I can't share anything. Which patient are you inquiring about?
Well, someone of name Alice.
Oh. Uh, Look, I've talked to the police.
I'm not coming for a. I'm not coming in a part of the questioning. I'm here to ask about your work.
Yes. She was a patient of mine. It's very sad indeed to learn of her passing. Yes.
There's been. What do you specialize in, Doctor? If you don't mind me asking.
General medicine, uh, a bit of surgery when needs
Hi.
when needs when needs
Ale.
Must.
needs must. Thank you. Yes, when needs must.
My father was a surgeon. Once
What?
I heard that you had done work, I wanted to come.
Please,
And
inside. Let's not have this conversation out and about. And he will sweep his arm inward towards his home.
yeah, and he'll graciously go and just kind of trying to keep the act up a little bit.
Everybody comes in.
Everybody comes in, or I follow.
No. Can I get on top? Is there okay? Explain the house. Door. Is there a balcony?
Yes, it's going to be very obvious that you're not coming in the house.
No. Yeah. That's fine. I want it to be. I'm gonna say, hey, I'm gonna stay out here and keep a watch on things, and I'm gonna climb to the balcony and take up position up there.
Okay, give me.
That is our man. We with Ripper going around, we can't be too careful.
Understood. Yes, of course. Thank you for watching. Lance, I need an athletics check as you attempt to climb the balcony of this house.
I was hoping it was gonna be acrobatics. Okay, athletics. Okay, 1 second.
Acrobatics would be like running from rock to rock over a stream. Athletics is like physical strength. Like,
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, please don't fall, Lance. Please don't fall, Lance.
Big money to waste.
Huh? It's 11. It's not. It's better than average.
Strong 11.
Lance, so you make it up to this little balcony. However, there is some definite.
Yep. Whoa. Son of a bitch! God damn it! God damn it! All right,
If your friend,
we're good.
he would hear the grunting, and the doctor would be like, "Your friend is suffering."
There's like some wood breaking as I
He's
crack
fine.
half the whatever.
He's
Yep,
fine.
sorry about that.
It's fun to try to take things the hard way.
I have a few herbs that can alleviate constipation that I give to patients of mine that are not.
He get a little stuck up every once in a while, so maybe he would benefit.
Perfect. All right.
I can hear you. Thank you.
What's the point?
How else may I help you?
and he looks at the Cora. He goes, my associate here has records of for Alice, and as doctor to doctor, we're looking to see maybe if something went sideways.
I had nothing to do with her death. I had nothing to do with any of the.
I know you wouldn't.
Doctor, we're not here to accuse you of anything. We're trying to find some information for her family. They just want some closure.
Subtle spell detect thoughts while all of this is happening.
Oh my God.
Okay.
But so that he can't see me, I'm using another sorcery point for it.
But as a man of the caduceus yourself, I assume I could know for a fact. I'm the one that's been vouching all the way.
Don't hurt them. Please, please, God, don't hurt them. Don't touch them. Don't hurt them. Don't
Does
touch
it sound
them.
like his voice, or does it sound like another voice?
It's his voice, and it's just him over and over again. Please, for the love of God, don't hurt them. Don't touch them. Don't touch the girl. Don't touch the girl. Leave the girl alone. Don't touch her.
Oh shit! I think Tony just got it.
Doctor, are you okay?
Yes, no, I'm absolutely fine. It's just the storms lately have been. Lance, you get soaked, pal. There is some sort
Yep,
of
I'm-
localized storm which kicks off, and it looks like it's raining down upon the house. Patrick, I need a wisdom saving throw from you,
Wow. Okay.
Oof, wow.
I hide if I can.
please. Hmm?
Try to hide.
Okay, give me a stealth check. You're still outside the
Yeah.
house, but yeah. Patrick, what was
Yeah.
it?
14.
It wants to come out.
I'm moving towards Patrick because I want to use message. It's not concentration, so it doesn't mess with the detect thoughts. I want to use message to let him know what this guy is saying in his mind. But I do have to point at him to do that message. So if I get close to him, it'll become less
Okay.
obvious that I'm doing that.
With this impending storm, yeah, Mary, you are able to do that. Okay. With this impending storm upon us, I must insist that everyone here go. Please leave. I'm going to insist upon it that with the weather.
Of course. We wouldn't want to impose. But forgive us. Safety is, of course, important, and I'm going to manifest Michael's sword.
Okay, so Patrick, tell us about the sword that manifests in your hand.
The sword has a silvered blade. Is it dark in here?
It was.
Yeah, I was going to say. So it is. It sheds bright light for 15 feet and dim light for another 15. It's got a silver blade. The cross guard is a pair of wings. Otherwise, it's pretty a simple sword.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Patrick takes the sword out, and as he does, Richard about faces and turns to the mantelpiece and says, "Dear, please, please, they didn't mean anything by it. They didn't mean any harm. I'm begging you, please, please, for the love of God, dear. I need everybody to roll initiative as the urn upon the mantelpiece begins to shift, and a spirit pops out of it, and I need everybody to roll initiative for me."
Yes!
When it comes to my attunement, are you using the sword as a focus, Patrick? So I don't think if you attack with it, it gets the +1, but if you cast a blast through it, it gets a +1.
Yeah.
Patrick, to everyone in the room, and even to Lance outside, Patrick has a gravitas to him. It is as if, for those of you that have ever done this, when you walk into a very large cathedral, when you walk into a church, that gravitas that hits you as Patrick manifests the sword and that light comes off. Patrick is more. Like he's just more in the space. It's this sense of there's too much to him. All right. I need everybody to go ahead and roll initiative for me, please.
Way better.
I rolled a 1,
You-
but I also rolled a 20 because I got
There
advantage.
he is.
So that's a 28.
Yes. But you're
Oh, I
outside.
Papa's happy. Papa's happy.
Yeah, I rolled an 8 first. No good. We get to do that twice. So I got a 12 plus 2, 14.
12. All right, hang on. I gotta pull up some stats for our
Oh, so
Ripper.
cool. Poltergeist.
There she is.
Where's his
20 to 25.
21.
Ooh.
Right.
Lance, did you roll a 20?
Lance is a 20.
28.
Oh, 28. Jeez. Okay.
Yeah,
Lance,
because I rolled a nat 20 plus my
Mary. 20 to 15. 15 to 10.
11.
That's me. I got 12. I mean, I got 14. I apologize. 14.
Okay. Cora, Patrick. 10 to 5. 5 to 1.
Oh. Wow.
Oh, no.
It was me this time.
We've all been there.
All right.
It's fine.
So what happens is we go to the top of the initiative order. Lance, there's a big storm going on, and a bright light flashes from inside the house. Okay, you're on this little balcony. It looks like it might lead into a bedroom inside.
Okay.
What would you like to do in your turn?
So I'm gonna try to manipulate you as much as I can. Okay. So I don't know if I can, just being honest.
I was like, buy me a drink.
uh,
I don't know what.
yeah. So I need to I guess I really can't disengage, but I want to be able to try and get off this deal and in position of the front of the house to get a shot off at this guy.
Okay.
Can I use my bonus action dash?
Okay, so how about this, pal? There are 2 ways for you to go about doing this. Breaking into the room that you are currently outside of and trying to navigate in a house that you have never been in before, or jumping off of the roof that you just climbed on and going in through the front door in attempts to stop whatever is causing this bright light to happen. Both have high risk and high reward, okay? You're going to be going through the house,
Okay.
which could have like locked doors and things of that sort, or you're going to be jumping off the roof and hoping that you can jump off the roof and make it inside and then shoot this guy.
Okay. So I'll bonus action dash
Okay.
so I get some extra movement.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna jump off this like one side of the roof
Acrobatics
onto the
check.
side. Yeah, and try to bounce my way down.
Parkour. Acrobatics check.
Hardcore parkour.
Come on, give it to me. Well, that's not bad. 12 plus 6 for 18.
18. Yeah. You managed to jump down. With your movements, I'll say you jump off the balcony, you jump down, you get to the front door of the house.
Okay. Is there a window next to the door
There is a window.
that I can see inside?
Yeah.
Can I just look inside and get an idea of what's going on?
You see his back turned. Patrick has a glowing sword now, and everybody's just sort of clumped together in the room.
So I don't know what's going down.
You see his back turned. He's facing the mantelpiece, and he's got both of his hands
Yeah.
up, and he's facing this.
Giant sword.
There's a couple of things on the mantelpiece. There's a couple of picture frames. There's a big urn on the mantelpiece, and the fire is going.
Yeah. I know Pat's doing something, but I can't. I'm just not going to haul off a round for no reason.
Okay.
Can I hold my action, or am I too late because I did a bonus action?
What are you holding your action for?
In case anything attacks my friends, pop a shot off at whatever does it.
Got it. Mary.
Yes.
Lance's action is being held. What are you doing?
So can I see this spirit thing that seems to be?
As you open your third eye, from out of the urn is coming what looks to be the angriest shade you've ever seen in your life. This woman has some pretty nasty gashes on her arm that looks like they, and she is, her hair is floating above her. This is a very angry shadow, Mary. And she is currently floating above the urn, and she is studying the group.
Okay, and how does he look? Is he looking like scared of her right now? Or scared
Free insight
or
check.
like he might attack her?
Free insight check, Mary.
Okay, it's a 13.
Both. He looks scared of himself and he looks scared of her. He doesn't look like he's going to be aggressive towards her, but he looks like he keeps looking at his own hands and looking back up at her.
Okay. Then let's figure out how corporeal she is first. I'm gonna cast Gust at her.
Okay.
And see if that does anything. She has to make a strength save of 16 if that's even something that she would have to do.
It doesn't affect her. It does affect the mantle piece, the mantle. It sends the two pictures flying and it turns over the urn, spreading the ashes around the room.
Oh no!
Great.
That's your
Excellent.
action.
Oh, no.
You doing anything else?
Leaving. It's a free.
Peacing out.
She's peacing out.
She used a bonus action and she is hiding.
Hey man, panicking is always a free action.
Okay.
Indigo Chameleon. Panicking is a free action.
Okay.
She definitely panicked.
Yeah, she definitely panicked. She's coming back though. There we go.
There we go.
Am I there? Okay.
You're here.
Yep.
Are you doing anything else?
No, I don't have a bonus action that I can do at this point. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay. Okay, so unfortunately, something bad happens.
Hate
1,
that.
2, 3, 4. Hey, Cora,
Yeah.
I need a charisma saving throw from you, please.
Okay. So D20 plus my charisma?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. That's a nat 20 plus 2. Why? Not why. Huzzah.
What is up with tonight? Oh my god.
They matter.
The vessel containing this particular ghost has been spread all throughout the room. And in one swift movement, she attempts to possess Cora. But Cora, through strength of will... Okay, who are you firing at, dude?
If this spirit tries to jump into her, I think I would consider that attack.
You're shooting Cora?
No, the spirit, right? Because I was aiming for the first thing that attacked.
This thing is floating in the air and it zooms towards Cora.
Oh, okay. Oh, I misunderstood. I thought it was like from the other side of the room and coming in.
Nope. Are you firing?
Okay. No, if it's that close, he wouldn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cora, you are able to fight this thing off through sheer force of will and push it away from you. And that is your turn. That is the ghost's turn.
Okay.
Sorry. We now cut to you, Cora.
Okay.
Damn.
I don't know what to do. Yeah. So I'm gonna run up to him.
Chaotic Calling, thank you for the raid. Join us for Gothic Earth.
Raid.
We love you.
Yeah, thank you. I am over here panicking because I got away from a ghost who tried to get me, and I'm trying to collect myself.
With Cora's 7th nat 20 of the evening.
Oh my god! Watch now. I'm gonna roll a 1. We've jinxed it.
Yeah. We've ruined the night.
Night. So she's not I can't attack the ghost because she's a ghost, right? I have to go for him.
I mean, you could certainly
Or
try.
wait.
You could like start lashing out at the spiritual form.
Okay, I'm gonna try and get the ghost with my rapier.
Okay.
So I'm gonna run up to her, and I'm gonna please just be good. You've been so good tonight.
I don't know what's so bad hard about swish, swish, stab.
So I got a 12 with my rapier.
Unfortunately, the 12 is not enough.
And that's with your modifier. That's what was a dice roll?
Yeah.
The
Oh, that's
dice roll
what
was
the
a
modifier,
7.
Yeah. The rapier passes harmlessly through her. She, at the last second, goes incorporeal, still staring daggers at you, Cora. That is your action. You doing anything with your bonus action?
I'm gonna disengage and hide.
You can disengage, but
Yeah.
but it takes a bonus action to hide. So you disengage and go wee. You just go run to a far corner of the room.
Basically,
Would that trigger my held action?
It,
Her stabbing at the ghost?
yeah, you want to take a shot?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a shot at the ghost then.
Roll an attack roll as you make yourself known to the ghost and everybody else in the room.
That's fine. Now the ghost has taken a turn. Cora's still close enough, right? Within 5 feet.
Not if she disengaged and ran away, and that's why you take the
Oh,
shot.
she disengaged.
You said you were waiting until she got free, which is not gonna.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. And it's a +1 weapon even before the. Well, technically it's +2. But does a +1 make it magical so it has effect on a ghost?
We'll see. Make an attack roll.
Okay.
We'll see.
All the questions from Tony tonight.
Mm-hmm.
All right, no advantage, pure shot. 12.
12 unfortunately misses as well. That shot, once again, she still stays in incorporeal form, but with that shot, the window shatters, and she turns around to face the big 6-foot-tall guy holding a gun. And you see this evil smile come across her lips. That was Lance's held action. That was Cora's turn. Patrick.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna close with this ghost lady.
Okay.
It's looking real rude. I am going to use my bonus action to cast a branding smite,
Okay.
and then I'm going to make my 2 attacks.
Okay. Give me 2 attack rolls.
The first one is a 15. No, 16.
That hits. Roll damage.
That's going to be 12, and then she's also going to take 6, 8, 9 radiant damage.
9 radiant damage.
Yep. She cannot become invisible, and she sheds dim light in a 5-foot radius.
Got it. That's your first attack. You doing anything else?
Second attack is going to be a 21 to hit.
21 hits. Roll damage.
11.
11 points. Okay.
That's what I got.
Okay. She is still up, but she does not like whatever Patrick is doing. Okay. There is a screaming from her as this sword comes forth, and you all swear, you don't know how, but you swear faintly off in the distance you hear the sound of one long, like, horn or trumpet blast from off in the distance with each of these strikes.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay. That's Patrick's turn. Zoran.
Yeah. So Zoran is going to go into his satchel, and he's gonna quickly toss. Use my second spell slot. He's gonna toss Patrick, Cora, and Mary. Excuse me. This little pills. He goes, they're gonna help. Just trust me on this one. And as I cast aid on them.
Okay. Tell them what they get with aid.
So you guys, your hit point maximum and your current aid. So you guys get 5. Each target hit point maximum and current hit points increased by 5. Get it out eventually.
Words are hard. We get it.
Words are hard.
Words are
Words are hard. And as a bonus action, I'm going to he's gonna grip on his gauntlet,
Okay.
and he pops out like a little crossbow, and he
Okay.
loads a potion on it. I can't fire it. It's firing as a bonus action, loading
Right,
and
you're
firing
loading a potion into the crossbow.
into the hand bow of alchemy.
Okay.
That's what it is.
That's Zoran's turn. Lance, it is now your turn.
All right. I don't know how you do this part of it, but can I bonus action before I do an action in your games?
Sure.
Some DMs don't know it. Okay, so I'm going to try to bonus action hide to begin with.
Okay. Yeah. It's a fairly large space. You are going to take an attack of opportunity. No, you're still outside the house. Are you outside the house?
Yeah, I'm still outside.
Yeah.
So I would just kind of
You
turn,
hide-
like maybe just turn.
You like turn your back against the wall. Yeah. There you go. Okay.
Yeah. And then, so now I'm hidden.
Give me
So
a
now I'm going to come back.
check.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Come on, baby. Give it to me. Not bad. 10 plus 9 for 19.
That's a good stealth check. Yeah, you kind of duck down, tilt your back to the side.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm just going to crack around. I'm not going to get my assassinate because it's already taken its turn.
Okay.
But I do get advantage and sneak attack.
Okay.
That is, both 15s. 15 plus 4 for 19.
19 hits. Roll damage.
All right, you hear this loud crack come off of what? 5 damage from my giant gun, and here's the sneak attack. Because I rolled a 1 for the damage,
Okay.
so 1 plus 4 for 5, and the sneak attack is another 10 damage, so 15 damage.
There is an explosion from outside the house as that gun goes off, and the woman in the room screams as she explodes outward, sending bits of light all around the space. And she's just, as she lets out this scream, the dust and ash that fell out of the urn begin to swirl around and get sucked back into the urn itself.
Ooh.
Oh,
All right.
That's Lance's turn. Mary.
Okay, so all of the ash is back in the urn and the ghost is gone.
Yep.
Okay, and how is he reacting?
He is on the ground in fetal position, just sobbing.
Okay. I don't know if this works for this or not. Like, I want to get him to talk, but my backup plan, if he won't talk, is maybe we can get information from the remains themselves.
Okay.
But I don't know if ashes count as remains, and it takes me 1 minute to shine this lantern on remains.
Right.
So what I picture might happen, did the ashes scatter because it got knocked down, or did it look like a genie in a bottle?
It looks like it got knocked. It looks like
Okay.
it got knocked down.
Okay, so what I want to do, if he's not going to stop me, is I want to grab that urn and place it right in front of me
Okay.
and shine the lantern on it and look at him and say, "Tell us what happened."
It doesn't end. It never ends. You're too late. You should have run out the door. As you begin to...
We're not going to see anything for 1 minute if anything's going to happen. Oh, I should tell you what should happen, though, if it works.
No.
So,
Wait, you don't understand. After you start shining the lantern on it, the urn begins to shake. The top pops open. Mary, I need a charisma saving throw from you, please.
okay. That's a 26.
Good lord.
Sorcerers.
Yes,
It was
queen.
18, and I have a +8 to my charisma saving throw.
Oh my god. She tries to possess Mary. Floating above the urn, in the space, she has manifested again Mary is holding the urn and she is floating above Mary. She tries to possess Mary again, but you all are rolling so obscenely well that she is unable to do so. So that is Mary's turn. Cora, your turn.
So just so I'm clear, she's back out of the urn coming for us again?
She's back out of the urn, coming for you again.
Okay. I'm hidden. So does that mean I could do my sneak attack thing because I'm hidden?
You can come
even though no one
out
else
and
is
try to
engaged,
sneak
or?
attack. Yeah, you want to make an attack against her?
Yeah.
Okay, give me an attack roll.
Wait, I don't know. Okay. With my rapier again because it'll do a little more damage. Give me something good. Give me something good. Oh yeah, 17.
That'll hit. Roll sneak attack damage.
Sorry, that's this guy. But do I add anything to that? Oh wait, 17 plus 5, so 22.
That hits. I need damage
Okay.
and sneak attack damage.
Okay, so that's damage roll D8, or is it different?
Nope, it should be a D8, and then you roll your sneak attack damage with that, which should be 2d6 or
So
3d6. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
No, you're
So
good.
many things.
You're good. You're learning D&D. You've played one game previous to this.
I know. Okay, so this is the D8 twice. So that is a 6 for the D8, and then a 5, and then 6, 11, and 3 with the other one.
14 points of damage?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. 14 points of damage. Skora comes running forward, poof, rapier at her side, reaching outward and slicing into her as the spectral woman begins to scream. She is still manifested in the space. That is Kora's turn. You doing anything with your bonus action?
I'm gonna disengage and hide.
Disengage.
Run away.
Okay, you can disengage. You don't hide.
Okay, we're gonna disengage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Patrick, your turn.
What are the chances I could pick up on any kind of like curse or something on this urn? Maybe.
You could make an Arcana check. You could ask someone.
I'm gonna make an Arcana check.
You're gonna make an Arcana check. Make an Arcana check.
15.
Possibility that the urn is cursed in some way.
All right.
Great.
Is that gonna count as my action?
That's gonna count as your bonus action.
Cool. Then I'm gonna make 2 attacks. I'm gonna do one on her and one on the urn.
Okay, your sister's holding it.
Oh, I thought she said it in front of her.
I did sit it in front of me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Then
like,
it's sitting in
yeah.
front of her. The ghost is floating above it. You can make one attack against the ghost. Okay, go ahead.
Cool. Against the ghost is a 16.
16 hits. Roll damage.
9.
9 points of damage.
Or no, I'm sorry, 13 modifiers. They're important.
Okay, with that, she disappears with a scream back inside the jar, and the lid closes.
Cool. I'm gonna just bring the sword down on it.
Yep. You bring
My
the
second attack.
You bring the sword of Michael. It's an urn, and it's stationary. If you missed this, I think everybody would point and laugh. You hit this urn, and the urn breaks. When it breaks, there is another last sounding scream that begins to leave this space. Mary, at this point, is still holding her lantern up, correct? When all of this happens with the rushing storm outside, when this blue light begins to come forth from Mary's lantern, you are all witness to a scene that unfolds. The scene that unfolds moves around you as if you were all stuck in a room with projections being displayed on the walls. And everywhere that Mary shines this lantern, the projections enact a new scene. All right? The first scene that you are treated to is the good doctor meeting with his patients, some of them not being able to pay. So the doctor coming to some sort of agreement with them in order to help them pay. The next scene is of the doctor's wife, the ghostly spirit that you saw in front of you, enacting revenge, finding the first girl, going to her workplace, and ending her life. The guilt overrunning her, and her ending her life. The next scene that plays out as Mary holds the lantern is the urn being brought back to the home. You assume that she died from self-inflicted wounds. The doctor falling asleep in the living room, and then rising as the ghost leaves the urn, bringing Jack the Ripper to life, possessed by his former wife, and enacting his revenge over and over again, or her revenge over and over and over again. Every night, him not knowing how he got where he was, looking at his clothes, and this scene playing out as the women of Whitechapel are just Whitechapel are completely decimated by this individual.
Wow.
As the last bit of scene plays out, Mary's bluish-hued lantern, the soft glow begins to slowly diminish.
So does that mean she's gone?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I'll come inside.
Where's the doctor now? Is he still on the floor?
The doctor is huddled, but he has stopped moving.
Oh,
I'd like to check on the doctor.
The doctor has shuffled this mortal coil.
He gave up.
well,
At least at least he's hopefully at peace now.
Well, you know what they say.
What did I say?
Hell hath no fury.
like a woman scorned.
Amen to that, brother.
All of you
I'm so sorry.
take 3 psychic damage and begin the long walk back to 221B Baker Street. Sherlock is waiting for you, his clothing somewhat muddied. He smells faintly of salt and brimstone. But as you come into the space, he is wiping his hands and he goes, so, what happened?
Well, you were right.
Just a small lover's quarrel.
Well,
Did you
hardly
say
right.
Did you say squirrel?
Quarrel.
But you were right. Supernatural.
I know. And I appreciate you all using your abilities to solve the problem as best you could. Now it is time for my confession. Cora, go ahead and open the folder, please, that you lifted off my desk.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
I open
That's
the.
a roll too.
I slowly take the folder out of the pocket of my jacket.
You read.
Hold,
Yeah, you hold the folder.
hold it up.
Hmm.
Do I read it or does he read
You
it?
can read
Do I
it.
hand it to?
He's
I don't know what
smoking his pipe, sitting in a chair.
Mm-hmm. don't know what it
What-
says.
As you
What
look
does
at
it
the
say?
as you look at the piece of paper, you read the words, "Please forgive me for my little ruse. I have it on good authority, Cora, that you could not see your name written in print and not steal exactly what it was. This was less of a job that I needed doing and more of a test. Welcome to the Brigade, a group of individuals scattered around the earth seeking to be at odds against the Red Death. Your talents and the talents of your fellow members of this group will be utilized in such a way as to bring a bit of light to the dark, dark world around. Would you like to have a drink with me later? If so, blink twice and close the folder."
Cora blinks twice and closes the folder.
And that is where we are going to end tonight's episode.
Very good.
Welcome to Gothic Earth, kids. This is
That was fun.
This is an area that I have been building for quite some time and have kind of mapped out a world, and I am really excited for the possibilities therein. So, Dice Barbarian, Maz, Sarah, Indigo, Magnoth, thank you. Thank you. The coming months are going to be me putting some ideas to light, and may they all go as well as this did. So we're going to go raid another channel, share a little bit of the TTRPG love. I'm going to go get some whiskey because everybody talking about it made me really want to drink some.
Right.
And yeah, and we've got some good ones. So Miss Ophelia, everybody in the chat, Dice Barbarian, Chibi, all of the rating and stuff like that. Go enjoy My Lady Saito in some TTRPG, and we'll see you soon.